Stay visible and stay ahead with the help of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association.
Hey everyone, this is Mike Hendricks, and this is the first episode of what we're calling our Watch Dog series. These are videos that will be produced for members of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association. In the case of this first one, we're going to share it with everybody. So we're not going to keep this behind a member wall. We'll share this with everyone just so we can give you a sense of the kinds of things that we'll cover and address in this Watch Dog series. And this is an article that we wrote. September 15th is when we published it. Over on our Golf Course Technology Reviews site. This site is not owned by the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association, but it's part of my larger company. At any rate, we wrote this article and detailed how GolfNow builds websites for golf courses and some things they do on the back end of those websites, and frankly, things they don't do on the back end of those websites, and then how they do some really smart things on their own website at golfnow.com. And so the point of the article was to say, hey, if you're doing all this really good stuff over on golfnow.com, why are you not doing it for your customers who you build websites for? It seemed to me that if you are deploying this intelligent strategy to help help platforms understand more about the golf courses on golfnow.com, and I think the hope is that maybe the inventory from golfnow.com one day would be served through these AI platforms. Why are you doing all this really good work over on golfnow.com, but you're not doing it on the websites that you build and sell to golf courses? And that was confusing to me. It was puzzling. I'm not here to speak for them as to why they do that. But I do think that this is a watchdog kind of a service. Like, this is a moment where we say to golf courses, if you're using a GolfNow website, let us show you some things that we found, and then you can do what you want to with that information. So again, we published this on September 15th. Today is November 27th. So we're a little bit past 60 days from when we first published this article. And I'll put a link to this article in the description of this video. You can also just Google GolfNow and Your Breadcrumbs, and you'll easily find the article. But let's take a look at how things have changed since then. So as a lot of people know, we maintain a huge list of golf courses all around North America with a tremendous amount of data about each golf course. And so if we click into here, we'll just open this up fresh. If we click into the Bunker Hill website, which we're showing is built and maintained by NBC Sports Next, or I think that's now going to become Versant. If you didn't know, that name will probably change, but no matter. Let's just click into that site. And you'll see that here. The reason we click into this is so we can just grab that URL. We'll just copy it, and we'll come over here to the schema page. And to get here, you would go to validator.schema.org. Or if that's hard to remember, you can go to checkmyschema.golf, and it will forward you to this page. At any rate, let's run the test on Bunker Hill. And so before, when we ran this test previously on these type of sites that GolfNow built, we didn't see this web page schema. And so we're glad to see this. This means that they listened and they did inject some schema into the websites that they built for golf courses. But the problem is we wish they would inject golf course schema into these sites. If we're going to tell ChatGPT and Gemini about your business using your website, and that's what we should be doing, well, then we should be telling the platforms by using schema, or what's called JSON-LD, for those people that are a little more technical, we should be telling the platforms that this is a golf course. And we should be using what's called local business schema And then within local business schema, we would define ourselves as a golf course. And then we would take advantage of all the great things you can do with schema specific to a golf course. They don't do that here. And so it is a good, albeit small step forward that they've injected some schema. You might ask, like, well, what's the backstory here? And again, it's not my place to tell you what kind of meetings are happening at GolfNow or what decisions they're making. I can infer a few things. My company, my larger company outside of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association, we manage websites for golf courses. We don't build websites, but we optimize them for golf courses. That includes websites built by GolfNow. And so a change that we saw was that they use a plugin called Yoast. It's incredibly popular. Almost everybody uses Yoast on some level if they're building WordPress websites. And now they're having the Yoast plugin inject some schema into all of their websites. If then someone comes to a GolfNow person and says, do you put schema in your websites? They can say yes. They can say yes. The question you would want to ask is, do you put golf course specific schema in your websites? So far, the answer to that looks like it would be no. Okay. So at any rate, and we can check more than just Bunker Hill. I mean, we can check a bunch of these. Let's check Chippewa. So we'll just click on there. We'll open Chippewa. We'll copy this. This looks like a new website, by the way. It is newer, much smaller NBC Sports logo. I like that. Let's check this one out because we'll just hit run new test. Change this URL over to Chippewa. Let's see what comes up in this test. So, yeah, same thing. Even though the website's refreshed, they have what's called organization schema in here, which is great. But they actually nested it under web page. That's not how you would do that. You would really want to use what's called website schema and then stack that with organization schema. But again, that's getting too far in the weeds probably. So at any rate, again, it's, yes, they're injecting some web page schema. You might see here a warning. So they actually have a small error here. But I don't like to have warnings on my schema personally. I generally change those and fix them out, but that's a different story. So anyway, so we've got whether it's Bunker Hill or it's Chippewa. I mean, if you want, I can check another one. I can check Kings Mill. I mean, it would go on and on and on. This is a different template. We can throw Kings Mill into the checker here. They're gonna all be the same, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, same deal. Okay, so those are those pages. GolfNow built those websites. They're starting to inject some schema. It's just not the schema that we're really looking for. Let's go over to let's go to Bunker Hill, since we just looked at Bunker Hill. Let's go to Bunker Hill right here on GolfNow. And of course it says, hey, there's no tee times here, but let's view the page source and let's just see what happens here. So what we'll do is we'll copy this. This is, how long is this? Good Lord. So this is 2,400 lines, 2,400 lines of code. Let's just put this into the schema checker. So we'll come back to schema, we'll hit run new test, but instead of pasting in the web address, we're going to paste in the code and we'll hit run. Okay. To my point, on golfnow.com, they are using golf course schema. Okay. And again, this was something we talked about back in September. This really is, this is unfortunate. They're telling the bots and the crawlers, here's the phone number for Bunker Hill. That's not Bunker Hill's phone number. That is GolfNow's phone number. That's irritating to me, but that's not the point of this. The point is, on golfnow.com, right, they're using schema. Good for them. We applaud them. And they're using the schema you would want to use, golf course schema. And so, or you could even just say, hey, here's structured data that they're using on golfnow.com to help the bots understand this better. I think that's unfortunate that they use golf course schema here, but they won't use it on the website that they built for Bunker Hill. Let's actually go. Let's click into course details. We'll go to a different page, and we'll hit view page source again. We'll copy this. See how many lines this is. This is less lines. This is a page, I believe, without tee times. Yeah, this is just the course details page. This is really a spot where they could even get more creative with their schema and put more information in here. So let's see, paste in this snippet here. Yeah, and so they do take advantage of much more thorough schema on the golf course details page. Again, same situation with the phone number here, but we love this price range thing. Again, we're a fan of schema. Our point would be, why not have this amazing schema living on the website that you built for Bunker Hill? Again, it's up to you to determine why. It's up to you to determine why they optimize golfnow.com in what we would consider to be a better way than how they optimize the Bunker Hill website. Okay, I'll leave that up to you guys to come up with a reason why. I just want to point out what they're doing here. So again, we love the price range stuff. Here's the address. We love the fact that they've got the golfer ratings in here. It's been reviewed 359 times. I mean, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Do they have some errors in here or some warnings? They do. That means that so the property, okay, so they include offers in their schema. And what the validator is saying here is, hey, we understand what offers are. Okay. The idea around offer, or the type, that's really what this is right here. The type offer is something we recognize in schema, but not when you nest it in golf course schema. So it's an error. It's a mistake that GolfNow is making here. But again, now they're saying that tee times are available at Bunker Hill. So this is another mistake. This is actually another mistake. They're saying that tee times right now are in stock for Bunker Hill, and they're priced from $30 to $45. Again, we love the pricing thing. It's just that when we go to Bunker Hill and we click on view tee times, see, it's Thanksgiving Day in Ohio. And so the weather's not very good. Bunker Hill doesn't have any tee times available. So really, this is inaccurate. This little piece of the scheme that they have in here. But again, we like the schema. We think it's smart that GolfNow is doing this. We don't think that this is very good, this phone number thing. Come on. If we're going to publish the phone number, and by the way, you're going to get an error if you don't put a phone number in golf course schema. So you do need to inject a phone number into this field, or else you'll get another warning, maybe even an error. I don't recall off the top of my head. It's either an error or a warning. But my goodness, don't put in a phone number for Bunker Hill that's not accurate. That's no good. That's no good. Let's take this code, if you will, and let's check it in Google. So there's another way to check the code, if you will. You can come to Rich Results Test. We created a forwarding address for this, and I'll put it in the notes. It is checkmywebsite.golf. But let's paste this in. When I hit test here, it will say, hey, this might take a minute or two. It will take a minute or two. So we'll splice out the minute or two. Okay. Here we go. In the rich results test, Google's saying, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the local business rich results, and it's Bunker Hill Golf Course, and you put it in here as a golf course. Outstanding. That's good stuff. But you're missing an image field in this script, if you will. Click back here. So there's a non-critical issue there. There's another critical issue here. You've duplicated name, and you've also left out country. You're not saying this is the United States. You should inject that. So again, it's not perfect schema, but it's much better than the schema they put on a golf course website they build. And that's the watchdog part of this, right? Us saying, hey, if you're a GolfNow customer, we're not here to judge that. But if you're going to use the GolfNow website product, either A, hire a company like SMB Golf to optimize it, essentially fix it, or B, just don't use the website from GolfNow. Use their tee sheet technology or their marketplace advertising benefits, but buy a website from somebody else. Again, my company, the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association, none of us sell websites. Okay, I'm not here to sell you a website. I'm just saying if it was me, I wouldn't use this website product. So that's episode 1 of the Watchdog. We'll continue to bring you things when we find them. Reach out to us at the Owners Association, info@ohiogolfcourseowners.com. That's our email address. Come to our website, ohiogolfcourseowners.com. Join our association. It is $395 a year. When you join, you also become a member of the NGCOA. We provide great savings opportunities when you spend money if you're in the association. So if you're going to buy Yamaha golf cars, or you're going to buy EasyGo golf cars, or you need to get food from GFS, or a host of other things, lots of discounts from technology companies, you can get those discounts by joining. And so that's one reason to join. Another reason to join is you can come to our conference for free. We don't charge our members. Every member of the Ohio Golf Course Owners Association gets 2 tickets to our annual conference. And our annual conference, we think, is a really good one. We're bringing in speakers from around the country, honestly, around the continent, because we're bringing in speakers from Canada and the United States to speak with owners and operators about running a more successful business. So please join our association. It would mean the world to us to include you as a member and provide you all the benefits, get you a login to our website so you can get into our data center. Now, all of a sudden, you get to take advantage of our Google service that we offer for free to every one of our members, on and on and on. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Watchdog.